Hi everybody, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be about cleaning that machine. Basically, I'm going to speed this up for you for your viewing pleasure, a more action shot. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to spray it off, or basically blow it off with an air blower. That's the Ryobi air blower thing I have. So you get to see that working a little bit. It's a battery powered blower. Works on the 40 volt system. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll power spray the thing off. I got a Ryobi 1600 PSI 1.2 gallons per minute sprayer. And I just use that the spray nozzle that spins. It's like a spins in a little tight circle kind of thing. Basically, that's the only one that came with the device that works at all. And it's actually the one that works the best. But then I'm going to jack up this mower, and I'll get to that in a minute and show you how that works. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blow it off. I already started blowing it off. And there's some dust and debris and stuff around here, but I'm going to finish blowing it off real quick, which I've discovered is the easiest way to get things off. Then I have to power spray, and I really have to power spray underneath the blade thing. And in order the deck, that's called the deck, where the 3 blades are spinning underneath, and I have to jack it up to do that. And you will understand why I have to speed this up for you. So with that, stay tuned, and I'm going to start blowing this off. Oh, the other thing is, I have to dress head to toe. I have to cover myself because basically cancer runs in the family. Some kind of cancer somehow is probably going to get me, and I don't want it to be from skin cancer from too much sun exposure. So I have to cover up head to toe every time I'm doing any work outside. That's why I do it, even though it's Florida in the summer. All right. So let's get working on cleaning this up. First, we'll go ahead and use the blower. Okay, I edited that too, but speeding up is helpful, I think. Also, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jack up the front of the mower so I can get to the blade compartment underneath, because the next part is I'm going to power spray underneath the deck. That's, again, where the blades are spinning around underneath. That's the part that cuts the grass, and the other things I ride over. All right, so let me do that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jack it up. I got a 2,000-pound jack, or rated jack. I'm not going to go underneath the mower, so I'm not going to worry about chalking the thing out and doing all that stuff that I would do if I'm going under to change the blades. That requires a bit more safety, but for this, I'm just angling up the mower so I can cut underneath it, so I can spray underneath it. The other thing is the driveway. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the driveway angles down pretty much where it's at, and I really want to have the blades downhill from me. So when I'm spraying this stuff, all the water and all that will go away from me. So otherwise, if I had it the other way, I'd be spraying underneath the thing, and then the water would be coming back on me. So I don't want that. So with that, let's jack it up and start spraying. Basically, it was just the least expensive electric, plug it into a wall, power spray, goodbye. And I like my other Ryobi. I'm not so real happy with this one for some reason. But the other one I bought was probably 16 or 1800 PSI as well. Had a different shape to it. And in my opinion, it just worked a little better. But this one here is fine for what I'm doing. And I find that blowing this stuff off with the air blower first, like is recommended in the book, works best. Then rinse off what you couldn't blow off. All right, so let's go. I do want to make a note about this. Wait till the engine cools off before you start spraying it with cool water or even warm water, because you don't want to have a problem with rapid cooling of your engine. It's not really good for the engine. So this has been cooling off for a while before I even started this process. Let's get back to it. This is probably a good time to make a note. I'm using a power sprayer on close to electrical equipment and stuff like that, connections and things like that. You don't really want to use the high pressure on those devices, but I want to rinse them off. And the other way to rinse them off is to not use a pressure cleaner, but to use the garden hose. And that's fine and dandy. You don't really direct the water down all the electrical stuff, but you do want to rinse that off. What I do is I just hold the power sprayer back further, because about 3 or 4 feet, it's more like a garden hose than a pressure cleaner. For the pressure benefit of it, you want to be up close and personal. But for just rinsing stuff off, you'll notice I back off a little bit on certain areas and I get tight, nice and tight on others. And the things that I'm nice and tight on are things that you can pressure wash, and the things that I'm further away from are things that you probably shouldn't pressure wash, right? Let's go back. Okay, before I go in for the blades, I'm getting wet anyway. I'm sweating to death on top of that. But since I'm going to be getting all wet anyway, I don't want to be laying in mud. So I wash the area off in front of the mower, even though I'll be laying down in that anyway, so that I can hit the blades, you know, from up underneath. So let's do the blades. Well, that's pretty much it. Mostly it's cleaned off, ready to go, but I'm just going to go over a little bit more tweaking and cleaning it off. And then I will check the fuel and the oil before I put it away in the garage. And that's really all there is to it. Now, I'm going to make a standalone video on how to hit the release levers on this particular model because they're painfully easy to operate. And this is like if you wanted to manually push your mower. The two transmissions pretty much lock it up, and you got to be Hercules and a half to get this thing moving. Unless you push these release levers and have the thing in neutral, then it can roll pretty easily like a very heavy shopping cart. But if you don't release those levers for the hydraulics, you're not really pushing this thing very far, and you're going to be very out of breath when you get there. And you might hurt something, so you want to hit those release levers. I will show you where they are in a standalone video. But with that, again, just a little bit more tweaking, lowering the thing, removing the jack. This jack can't stay on the mower while it's operational. It's only there to lift the jack up and lower it back down. And if you're going to change the blades, and I will be having to change these blades. I see I hammered one of the blades somewhere and there's actually a crack in it. You can actually see the crack. So I'm going to have to replace the blades. And this is the second set. I've actually totally destroyed the first set, and now I've destroyed the second set. So I'm going to have to get new blades. And I'll show you, maybe I'll show you the replacement process on the blades in a separate video as well. But with that, that's the cleaning process. Blow it off with air first. Rinse it off with a regular garden hose to the best of your ability. And then if there's areas on the deck, underneath the deck or things like that nature, you can lift it up, pressure clean underneath of it. And while you're under there, inspect the belts and everything else that you can see for your regular scheduled maintenance thing. Every chance you have to look at these things, take that opportunity to look, make sure you keep your mower operational, take care of your mower, and it should take care of you. All right, so until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.